Hello everyone, Calina of StoryRetold, and this is my reaction to Arglefumph's Everything Wrong with the Nancy Drew Games series. This is Tomb of the Lost Queen, and I was a marketing intern. No, I was full time with her interactive during this game. I forget when I ended my marketing internship and became full time. Let's get into playing it. Some volume up. Oh yeah, okay, we got volume. There are spoilers for this. Yep.
Nancy stands in place and does nothing during the opening cutscene.
I don't think it's supposed to be Nancy, or maybe not. Or maybe it's just, showing off the scene.
The opening cutscene has the trash can with the cobra inside.
With the cobra inside? Oh, wait. Yes. No, good point. That is a good point. It shouldn't even be there.
Where are John's glasses?
Good question.
The culprit attacked John in front of an open window. Nancy was watching
Yeah, I guess we don't see the open window here, do we?
the entrance to the tent the entire time.
Continuity.
How did the culprit get in and out without being noticed?
Hang on, his audio is really quiet. I'm going to bump it up for you guys. Here we go.
We can hear lots of people in these scenes, but we can't see anyone.
Yeah?
But I just came here to job shadow you.
Why is Nancy job shadowing an archaeologist? Isn't she going to become a detective?
Everything you find between
It's
you
detective
and me.
work.
Nancy doesn't do this. Nancy doesn't even try to solve the mystery of who attacked John. There are 3 hieroglyph books in Nancy's trunk, but she only takes 2 of them. Hotchkiss's book is far too large, considering that she limits each queen to a 1-page description. The French historian is now an expert Egyptologist.
Yeah, I know. Hotchkiss has multiple interests, including crystal skulls. And you're right about the pages, but that doesn't bother me.
Lily lies on her bed and does nothing for the entire game.
I know.
I'm assuming authority in the time being.
Are you sure everyone here agrees to that?
I just meant the American team, which is just you.
Lily is Abdullah's hire. She isn't on the American team. So why does she get to take charge of it?
She's just being bossy. That's part of the character that was designed.
If you try to go into Abdullah's bunk, it's a game over sequence. If you try to go into John's bunk, everything's fine.
Because nobody touches Abdullah's stuff. You get into huge trouble. John is easygoing.
Nancy gets perfect phone reception in the desert.
How nice.
Nancy can't examine John's bag.
And that's sad. That's a lost opportunity right there.
Nancy starts reading John's notes on the 2nd page. What was on the 1st page of his notes?
Possibly nothing, but that's a good point. Also, this notebook was totally scanned in from The Office. Actually, here, fun. I still have one. Like, it's redesigned from this right here. This is what her interactive office used. These little notebooks, the notepads. I'm not going to show you what's inside.
Nancy can't take this pamphlet with her, even though she needs it for a puzzle later on.
Yeah,
Why
that's
is there
frustrating.
a tie here?
That is a good question.
This puzzle.
No, there's nothing wrong with that puzzle. I like it. It's jigsaw and it's fun.
I wonder where the rest of the amulet pieces were found in the tomb.
Nancy says this when she is literally looking at the location of the amulet pieces. Nancy can't tell anyone that she found the tomb. Nancy discovers a hidden passageway cliché.
Wow.
What are you doing?
Where did Lily come from?
They snuck in from behind. They're following you. I mean, I guess they would have, maybe heard of the tomb door, stone grinding opening, maybe?
Abdullah is totally fine with letting these people enter the tomb before him.
Yeah, rude.
Well, you probably don't.
Well,
believe
not
in
likely,
curses,
I
so
should say.
Please don't make fun of me.
Nancy fails to mention the fact that she survived multiple curses before.
I don't think Nancy needs to reveal why, because she's an undercover detective.
Lily complains about nothing for most of the game.
Yeah.
It's more like Tomb of the Lost Drama Queen.
You know what else has that
Yeah.
fatality rating? Whitewater rafting with a hungry bear, who also has the bird flu and he's holding dynamite.
Actually, the flu will make the bear sneeze and fall overboard, where the dynamite will be extinguished and the bear can no longer hurt you.
Nice.
So it's not really all that dangerous.
But it's an awesome picture painted for you in your mind.
I'm too young to die out here, I have things to do. I'm still in school. I haven't even started my life yet.
Lily complains that she's too young to die, while talking to a woman who's younger than her.
Yeah?
What did you think about being there to finally open the tomb?
Lily wasn't there when Nancy opened the tomb.
She entered it.
Lily lectures you about Senate for 1 minute and 17 seconds.
Lectures or instructs you on how to play?
Not to be rude, but who are you?
I'm Dylan Carter, to answer the question you didn't ask, but probably meant to.
Nancy did ask
That's
for your name.
true.
How is Dylan not kicking Nancy's legs right now?
It's you hanging out outside.
Nancy is outside, doofus.
Why aren't you hanging out? Maybe it's because, maybe like hanging out in this area. She keeps going down into the tomb.
Abdullah is a jerk.
Yes, he is.
He's lucky to be alive. It's a good thing professors have such thick skulls.
Professor Boyle was supposedly injured by a lightning strike, but the medical reports state that he was struck in the head with a blunt instrument.
No, that can't be.
Everyone was told John was struck by lightning, so when Abdullah makes a joke about John being hit on the head, he's accidentally revealing the fact that he knows John was attacked.
Yeah, good
Nancy
catch.
doesn't pick up on this culprit giveaway.
Too bad, huh?
We work fast.
Nobody at this site does any work.
Yeah.
Why did
yeah.
the hieroglyphs start mid-sentence? Jamila is pretending that she's not an archaeologist, but she reads from archaeology books and studies walls all day. She is bad at working undercover.
That's true. Also just contradicts what was just said about not working. She's working. She's not a team member, but she is working here.
This game mistakenly assumes that I care about aliens. This puzzle reused from Ransom of the Seven Ships.
Yeah.
Did you like the hieroglyphs puzzle? Good! You have to do it 7 more times.
Actually, you do want, and then there will be a button up in the top, is it left side here? That you can do a quick translate, and it'll automatically just fill it all in for you. So, technically once.
The ancient Egyptians built a cipher based on English thousands of years before English was invented.
Yeah, I know. The design team was like, well, you know, I mean, English translations and stuff. I mean, this is even a fake hieroglyphic translation because it was turned into like Nefertari's and her husband's secret code word language that they use, and that's how the design team made it work so that the player can translate.
This is impossible. Nancy talks
Nancy
about
drew game magic.
Dylan within earshot of him.
I know, rude.
What do you think about Dylan?
Although I do hate that I don't know why he is here, he is definitely easy on the eyes.
What do you think of Lily?
She's definitely my type.
What do you mean?
Cute, interesting, and not interested.
But she is interested in you in a romantic way.
Cute,
He doesn't know that, though.
interesting.
You think she's interesting? Are we talking about the same Lily here? This puzzle reused from Trail of the Twister and Ransom of the Seven Ships.
And Secret of the Old Clock.
This room is empty when Nancy explores it. Where did all the mirrors go? Nancy blatantly steals artifacts.
I know.
Nancy remembers the symbols for A, N, and F, but none of the other letters.
See, here's that button, the quick translate button. You don't have to translate this. I mean, once Nancy has done it once, she can fill it in for you.
I could make some sort of lever. I bet I could use that hole and open the coffin.
Conveniently, the board in the main room appears at the exact same moment Nancy realizes she needs one.
Yeah.
Get out of my sight!
You do not own this temple!
Jamila and Abdullah fight off screen to save on animation.
Yeah.
Are you okay with her staying here?
No.
Why is Jamila allowed to go into the site? She isn't on John's team or Abdullah's team, so who gave her permission to be here?
Nobody.
Abdullah, the self-proclaimed best archaeologist ever, takes hours to translate these hieroglyphs. Nancy translates them in under a minute.
Nefertari! Could this be true?
Nancy doesn't tell anyone about this.
Oh, too
I've
bad.
been trying to teach her about the true purpose of the hidden tombs, but she's not receptive.
Earlier, you said true purpose of the tombs.
Earlier? That was in the last sentence she said. Why are you acting like she said it a while ago?
Yeah, I know. That was a thing that the writing team did. When you have when the player has multiple conversation options and can choose what they want to ask, player might go through a whole bunch of other things before following up with this. And so they wrote it in a way that would reinstate what was being talked about. So if you, as the player, immediately follow up with it as soon as she says it, it does feel awkward. I get it.
This puzzle reused from previous games.
Yes.
This puzzle. The Egyptians built this technology over 3,000 years ago. This ancient technology is still in perfect working condition.
They were brilliant.
Even though the rest of the tomb is falling apart.
Yeah.
I've got something for you.
How did Dylan get this paper from Jamila?
Good question.
How did Jamila get the blue cat puzzle in the first place?
Good question.
Who wrote the puzzle, and how did they know the tomb would be unlocked with a cat amulet? Multiple people talk to Nancy about the moving columns, but she never tells anyone that she's responsible for moving them.
Don't want to get into trouble.
Nobody sees Nancy jumping over the columns.
I know that would have been impressive to show off.
Lily and Abdullah fight off screen to save on animation.
True.
We never find out what Lily did to make Abdullah so angry.
Yeah, we don't know.
Is there anything I can do?
Yes, I need your help sorting amulets.
Nancy does everyone else's chores cliche.
Yeah.
I'll help you out whenever you need it, I promise.
This is a lie.
Yeah.
This puzzle.
Hey, no, that's a great puzzle. That's a great puzzle.
Nancy should be able to skip this puzzle and determine which amulet is missing just by double-checking the list.
That's a good point.
Why would anyone risk killing themselves by destroying the water supply? Who is that desperate to get rid of Nancy?
See who
Desperate to get rid of everybody else, though, too.
destroyed our water supply?
Someone did what?
So, that's a no?
How did Dylan not notice the water tank being punctured? It's in clear view from where he's sitting.
He probably stepped away. Plus, he doesn't frequent it that often because he's got his own water bottle and glass.
The water tank was destroyed using the discs from your bag.
If the discs were used, it wasn't me who used them.
Jamila is not suspicious that Nancy knows what's in her bag.
She's just trying to cover up right now. She's trying to defend herself right now. Yeah.
Jamila is not suspicious that Nancy keeps sending her away to look at nothing. Jamila didn't solve the blue cat puzzle on her own, even though she had the clue long before Nancy did, and she starts off in the area where the blue cat amulet is found.
Yeah.
This puzzle.
Maybe she just hasn't gotten to it yet. This puzzle is brilliant. It is annoying to solve, yes, because the kids' names are so long, but you can blame the Egyptians for how they named their kids, not how this puzzle is done. I think the puzzle is brilliant.
Dylan is in the hospital because of you.
It wasn't supposed to happen, I just wanted him to leave.
Lily takes credit for booby-trapping this pathway, but that's impossible because it was locked before Nancy opened it, and Nancy watched the doorway the entire time after it was opened. Where did Dylan come from?
Behind
I've
you.
got something here.
What does he have?
I don't know.
This puzzle is basically random guessing.
Yeah, it's supposed to be kind of like Jenga, though. So you don't pull one out, that's gonna cause the rest to collapse.
It took the rescue team a while to get through the collapse, but
A rescue team showed up, but they didn't bring any water with them.
Rude.
only people who know how to get to the site are you and me. And whoever Abdullah, Lily, and Jamila have told.
And Dylan and the rescue team and all the other workers who quit.
Good point.
Phone doesn't work. All I want is to call my family and my stupid phone doesn't work.
Nancy's phone works just fine.
Yeah, Nancy should offer.
Neither Lily nor Abdullah get suspicious that Nancy keeps sending Lily to talk to him for no reason.
You remind me of my ex-wife. I divorced her for being tactless.
That's a pretty tactless thing to say.
Mescanet. It must be the cat's name.
How did Nancy translate this word in less than a second? Who draws the new tunnels on Nancy's map?
She does.
Is she secretly an artist?
Yes, actually, in some of the Nancy Drew books, Nancy is praised for her artistic talents. For example, the strange message in the parchment, or yeah, I think that was one. For example,
How was the author of the journal able to reset all the puzzles in this tomb? How did the author of the journal learn the solution to the bird puzzle?
Nancy Drew game magic.
She couldn't have solved it herself because one of the pieces is next to Nefertari's gold sarcophagus. This puzzle.
Hey, that's a good puzzle.
Someone recently installed a gate in this tomb, Who did it?
I think it was the previous dig team from the 1900s.
Why did they do it? How did they do it? This area was sealed off until just now. How did they install a gate in this area without finding Nefertari's sarcophagus? How did Lily enter the bird tile pathway before Nancy did? The path was locked, and besides, Lily never left the tent.
Possibly another entrance.
Self-locking trash can.
How nice.
I think Lily was behind the snake.
Why would she do something like that?
Because, I don't know.
That's the best explanation we get for the cobra subplot. Lily is afraid of curses, but she's not afraid of handling poisonous snakes. Nancy leaves the cobra by the entryway, where people could easily bump into it by accident. That's not safe. Nancy doesn't warn anyone about the cobra by the tent.
I think you could hear it.
Jamila, and that weird bag of hers. 1 second, it would be empty, and then she'd reach down into it and pull something out.
Jamila's bag is not even kind of empty.
It's full.
Why would Jamila open the secret pouch right in front of Dylan? Jamila is always inside the tomb, and Dylan is always outside. So how did Dylan see Jamila open her bag?
When Nancy or the player are not around.
Lily had me help her with some amulets she couldn't identify.
The amulets were already identified before Nancy started the puzzle.
No, identify as in meaning what their meanings were to the Egyptians. Like I don't know, a crimson rabbit would mean something to the Egyptians. That kind of translation.
The time is not right. Wait.
Jamila arbitrarily forces Nancy to wait a while, instead of telling her the truth right away.
Yeah, we don't know why, right?
You heard of the Daughters of Nefertari?
Where'd you hear about it?
It was mentioned in an old journal I found.
The journal didn't mention the Daughters of Nefertari by name.
Nancy could be lying.
Daughters of Nefertari. You're one of them, aren't you? That symbol on your bag. It's how the group identified itself.
How did Nancy learn this information?
Connecting the dots.
What is this strange symbol on your bag?
Nancy can still ask what the symbol is after she explains what the symbol is.
Oh yeah, that could have been a logic bug. That could have been unchecked or something. That could have been a bug, but...
Jamila gives Nancy part of Lily's password as a reward for learning about the Daughters of Nefertari. Talk about random.
Okay, well now that she has a confidence with Nancy, giving her some extra insight elsewheres on other people, get the scoop on other people, might just be good friendly terms.
This puzzle. Nancy leaves Abdullah's trunk key in the lock. It's like she wants him to find out someone was snooping through his stuff.
Shelter in the tomb. This storm is intense.
The storm is invisible from the equipment tent. Nancy opens Nefertari's sarcophagus with no one else around.
Yeah.
What do you think you're doing?
Lily's around.
She's doing your job for you, Lily.
Right.
Conveniently timed cave-in.
Yeah.
Where did Jamila get the key to the gate?
Good question.
Nancy.
Well, possibly a descendant from one of the original dig team members.
How do we get past this endgame challenge?
Jump from rock to rock and head for the stairs in front of you.
Nancy can rotate platforms that she's not standing on. Abdullah politely waits for Nancy to take a turn before he moves.
How nice.
This tunnel connects to the main staircase. How did no one notice it until just now? How did Abdullah reach the exit before Nancy?
Yeah, that's a good question. The timing and the physics don't quite match up.
How was John able to arrive in the middle of a sandstorm?
A truck?
John didn't bother to call Nancy and tell her that he's on his way. John should be visible here because he's standing close enough to touch Abdullah.
Yeah, good point.
What is John holding?
Maybe he's just off to the right or left. That's a good question. It kind of looks like a stick of some sort.
John's butt.
Okay, he's had enough of the black market.
Nancy says this even if you didn't do the black market subplot.
Ooh, yeah, that's a logic bug. That should have been... Players should have been forced to learn about this. I think there was a disconnect somewhere in the logic.
Dylan gets a free pass for selling antiquities on the black market. Lily gets a free pass for trying to kill Nancy.
As much as I'm looking forward to her taking me off speed dial.
Nancy complains about being on Hotchkiss's speed dial when Hotchkiss never called her once in this game.
Oh, yeah, good point.
Nope,
yeah.
nope, no, not good, Nancy.
This is how many people reacted when they saw the new game interface.
That is so true. I remember the backlash. I remember filtering through and replying to comments when people saw the new UI, and this is when the game resolution went up from 800 by 600 to 1024 by 768, and increased the screen size of the game space, but also updated the entire UI. Which after this game released, didn't hear any complaints about it afterwards. I remember writing a blog post about it too, about accepting change. Yeah, the Nancy Drew gamers and players did not like change. They did not like people messing with their idol.
They designed a touchscreen interface for a non-touchscreen game.
Touchscreen interface for non... Well, yeah, that was... I mean, it's one step forward. Moving forward in the future with touchscreen games, like mobile games, or making it different platform compatible, is still a work in progress, I believe. And it's a big desire for the company. They've been thinking about it for a decade now, but it all comes down to functionality and how the game and the story play out on different controllers and devices. 138 problems. Sentence crushed by falling rocks.
Bye. 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 Goodbye. 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 Bye-bye. See you later. Goodbye. See you later. Farewell. Do not break anything out there. On the floor, out the door. Go. Don't let the flies come in. Shut the door.
Okay. All right then. That was fun. Not as long as I was expecting, but yeah, there was... I don't know how much I could say. There was actually some extra stuff that was supposed to be made and inserted into the middle of the game, and due to timing, this game actually was launched earlier. It was launched on a shorter production time frame because we were balancing out the launch times of 2 games a year to spread them out evenly, like every 6 months. So that's why this game, and this game also got the whole new UI and system upgrade. So a lot of work was being put into this game from the behind the scenes. So that means one little design story element in the middle of the game was actually taken out. And it was probably because of that there was a few logic disconnects with some of these subplots. And that's why there feels like a little bit of a gap or a lull in the story, but also why some things are not tied up well at the end, or the player can actually skip some of those things. But overall, I really liked the game, Tomb of the Lost Queen. I liked the interface. I liked that it was revolutionary in that it moved forward with updated new UI and screen size. So I'm surprised that there aren't more issues that Michael found with it. Anyways, be sure to click on the link below to go see Arglefumph's complete list of everything wrong with the Nancy Drew games, and be sure to give him a thumbs up on the videos that you find entertaining. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks. Bye.